A leak in networks assured that the franchise of Gotoba no Hanayome will have a new anime project that will feature a completely original story supervised by Negi Haruba, author of the franchise. Although the leak does not reveal additional details, it does indicate that the story will tell the honeymoon of Futaro Yusuji and the protagonists, something that did not get to be seen within the original manga. On the official site for the anime adaptation of A Journey Through Another World, a new promotional video for the project was revealed. The video confirms that the premiere is scheduled for the summer 2024 season, and shows a snippet of the opening theme song titled Yururing Travel Days and performed by Tebasaki Sensation. A press release informed that the anime adaptation of Kakuryou no Yadameshi will have a second season that will premiere in fall 2025. This sequel comes after more than 6 years since the airing of the first season, which aired in spring 2018. Yoshihiro Togashi, author of the Hunter x Hunter manga, posted an update via his official Twitter account for the first time in 7 months since October 2023, reporting the progress of the manga's upcoming chapter drafts. The last published chapter of Hunter x Hunter was chapter 400 in December 2022, and the author reported on Twitter that he is already working his way up to chapter 405. While this news was well received by fans, certainly some are already starting to get fed up with the author just saying that he is still working, but hasn't been able to release any chapters in almost 18 months. Mahou Shoujo and Akogarete was one of the most prominent series of the winter 2024 season. After the release of the first episode, the series became the most discussed thing on social networks because several of its scenes bordered between eki and hentai. As it turns out, although the series has already ended, Blu-ray/DVD packages are still being released. While these numbers no longer represent much within the industry thanks to the proliferation of streaming services, they are still considered direct revenue for the anime studios. The first package of Mahou Shoujo and Akogarete stood out for having outsold the other releases of the season with 8,114 copies sold, a spectacular figure by today's standards. This pace was definitely maintained for the second Blu-ray/DVD package, which totaled 9,181 copies sold in its first week. Quite a record figure for the winter 2024 season releases. If we compare, we can see the following numbers: Dungeon Meshi Volume 1, 2,766 copies, 16-bit sensation; Another Layer Volume 5, 684 copies, and Blue Exorcist Season 3 Volume 1, 165 copies. Unfortunately, Blu-ray/DVD sales are no longer an indicator of whether a series will have a second season or not, so fans of Mahou Shoujo and Akogarete will have to wait for future updates. The second season of Malgakuen no Futakigisha in its most recent episode attracted a variety of ridicule on social media for a segment featuring dragons made with CGI animation. The dragon models are extremely rigid and stand out too much from the other two-dimensional models, which makes them even more attention-grabbing. In addition, the movements are very robotic and the movement pattern is quite noticeable with quite short cycles. All this together led to the scene becoming trendy and attracting a multitude of negative comments. An online survey revealed that one of the main motivations for users to watch anime content illegally, or so-called piracy, is that subscription services are too expensive. According to an online survey of 988 US adults conducted by news site Cord Cutting, 1/3 of respondents said they had watched or downloaded pirated content in the past year. When asked why they accessed pirated content, the most common reason was that they were only interested in certain shows or movies and did not see the value in subscription services. The second most common reason was that subscription services were too expensive, with 35% of respondents choosing this option. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie was one of the most anticipated anime of 2022. Based on a popular romantic comedy manga, the series should have had everything it needed to stand out among especially stiff competition. Unfortunately, the series' hype was its undoing, and in the end it came and went without much staying power. Even for those who really liked it, Shikimori was nothing more than a constant repetition of the same story, without much else to make it worth watching. It was certainly perfect for those who wanted a relaxed anime with no big pretensions, but its romantic comedy nature meant that comparisons to better series were quick to arise. Romantic comedy anime are easily some of the most popular over the course of the yearly seasons, though they can also be the most generic. Thus, when one series really stands out, lesser quality anime seem even worse. Such was the case with My Dress Up Darling, which was incredibly well received by the public. So when Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie was touted as a possible rival to that series, fans were saddened to see it fall in its shadow. A press release announced that Gohan Studios will be producing a new original anime titled Momentary Lily, scheduled to premiere in Japan in the winter 2025 season. The release also included a promotional video and image for this project. A photograph is causing a sensation on social networks in Japan, as it shows a young man going out to dinner at a restaurant accompanied by a large panel of the character Nijika Ichiji from Bocce the Rock. The image has gone viral on platforms such as Twitter and Instagram, generating numerous comments and reactions from users. A Twitter user has caused a stir on social networks by presenting a detailed graph listing the number of anime that have included elves as characters, whether main or secondary. According to his analysis, as of April 2024, 572 anime have been broadcast that comply with this characteristic, with a notable increase in recent years, with the period after 2016 registering the highest number of productions. Highlighting the year 2018 with a total of 47 productions, the annotations of this graph do not list any particular title, but clarify some key moments that surely influence the popularity of elf characters within the industry. Fans of the anime Youjo Senki have expressed growing concern due to the lack of updates on the long-awaited second season of the series. Although the season was announced in June 2021, to date no information about its development or release has been provided. With almost 3 years having passed since the announcement of the second season, fans of the anime have become increasingly restless at the lack of news about its progress. In discussion forums dedicated to the series, fans have begun to speculate on the possible reasons behind this prolonged absence of updates. Among those who could be most likely to be right would be the following: no news more or less. Studio NUT took a lot of projects, so it's not clear at all when season 2 is going to happen, but it should still happen. It's quite common for anime projects to be announced at a very early stage of development and years go by without any news about them. The last update we received was with the 13th Lane. They said it was still in production. An AI capable of writing light novels is born. Via Twitter, the developers of the Ryoko AI project reported that they have copied 711,700 works from Japan's largest independent novel site, Shosetsuka Inai Naru, making the dataset publicly available for AI text generation models. The Cyosata 711K dataset includes most of the novels published on the site, noting that the popularity of Cyosatu and the trend of anime being adapted into works from the site provide a large corpus of high-quality creative content in the Japanese language. Perfectile Art, the popular platform for sharing illustrations and content created with artificial intelligence, AI, has shaken up the AI artist community with a statement that establishes new policies on content monetization. In the recently issued statement, the platform announced that it will prohibit the monetization of derivative content, specifically illustrations based on copyrighted franchises. This decision directly impacts so-called AI artists, users who use artificial intelligence tools to generate content en masse, especially those who focus on popular anime franchises. Until now, these users have attempted to monetize their work by attracting subscribers willing to pay for exclusive access to these illustrations. According to the statement, the measure has been implemented in response to a request from the relevant authorities. This suggests that Perfectile Art is cooperating with copyright and intellectual property protection regulations. These were the news of the week. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to check the other videos of the channel. Until next time.